Everyone in the market to buy a home should be represented by an experienced and competent buyer's agent. Florida has two types of representation. The highest level of agency is called single agency. The default relationship is transaction broker. In simple terms, if the discussion about how you're being represented hasn't come up, the agent is working with you representing the transaction. They're not working for you as a single agent. Since sellers pay our fees, there's no cost for you. And done properly, a buyer agent saves you money and provides a higher level of certainty that your purchase decision is a sound one. A quick example is a recent sale I had. After a few counteroffers back and forth, the seller came back with an offer my buyers were willing to accept. Based on conversations I had through the negotiations, I suggested that they not accept the counter and come in lower. The net result? The buyers bought their home at the lower price and saved an additional $6,000 over what they would have accepted. That worked out to an additional 1.5% off the asking price. Because of the limited confidentiality a transaction broker operates under, this would not have happened. While not a guarantee, an experienced buyer agent looking out for your interest and not the interest of the transaction should save, not cost you money. You might wonder why other companies don't talk about representation and by default put buyers into a transaction brokerage relationship. A couple of reasons why. The buyer agency relationship binds the entire brokerage, so larger companies with lots of inventory will have to slide back to a transaction broker status to sell something in-house. This is also why you should never work through the listing agent. Also, the higher knowledge single agency requires increases the liability brokerages assume. The higher accountability requires that they must be better and do more. Checking our local board's Facebook page shows anywhere from about 50 to over 100 new agents every month coming into our market. That's a lot of inexperience, and they're all looking for their first sale. Will that first sale be you? And they will generally start out with larger companies because of the training larger firms offer. Just because you're working with an agent doesn't mean you have a buyer's agent. In fact, you don't. Engaging an agent to represent you does require a formal agreement, much like a seller does when listing their property. The buyer agent agreement includes the required single agency disclosure, and we make it simple with easy language. Not only is there no cost to you, if you aren't happy with our services, you can pretty much cancel the agreement anytime. Remember, if the agency discussion hasn't come up, you are not represented. You can find more information about why buyer agency makes sense on our website, Sarasota One, at the link below. Feel free to call us with your questions, and we look forward to helping you find your Florida home.